Hi guys, it's Danny. Happy New Year to everybody. I really hope you had a great time and I hope this year we'll have even more orchids and joy for us in stock. Anyway, it's time now to see what orchids we had in bloom in December, even though it's January right now. So the first orchid we had in bloom is the Ritas Bangkok Sunset. I made so many videos on this particular orchid because it is one of my favorite orchids. I really like it. It's the crown jewel of my Vanda orchids. The colors are spectacular, it is also fragrant, and I think many of you already purchased this because of me, so I really hope you enjoy it. For me, it's a joy every time it flowers, and luckily enough, it usually blooms 2 times a year for me. Second orchid we had in bloom, yet another Vanda orchid. This is the yellow Vanda that I have. It only blooms once a year. The name is Vanda Nitaya Magic Lemon. Now this is just a commercial name. It's not registered, so we don't know the parentage of this orchid, but she really is pretty. The blooms are not as big as the Pachara, let's say, but the color is really beautiful. It is indeed a sort of a lemony color, which is not so common in the orchid world actually, let alone the Vanda orchid world. And here we have the Oncidium Geyser Gold, yet another gold orchid, but this type of yellow is much more goldy than the other one. I really love the color on this orchid. Sadly, this is not a vigorous hybrid, and it's not just me who has some issues with it. I know other people who try to grow it, and it's kind of tricky. I think this orchid really enjoys high humidity, so a greenhouse will be much better suited for this orchid rather than a house. It doesn't really mean it's not gonna do good for you, but I just personally feel that it's not a vigorous hybrid and it can be a little bit tricky to grow and have beautifully. Here's a little orchid we didn't see in 1 year. This is the Oncidium Twinkle. I think it's the orchid with the smallest flowers that I own. Now everybody knows the Twinkle. It has beautiful, tiny, very fragrant flowers. It smells syrupy, sweet. I'm not sure if I could call it vanilla or chocolate in any way, but it is rather sweet. So if you are a fan of sweet scents, I think this is for you. Care-wise, it's similar to any other Oncidium. I don't think it will pose any issues. One thing to keep in mind, it is prone to having black spots on the leaves. It doesn't mean it's infected in any way, but I just noticed it is a trait with this particular orchid. Also with the Sherry Baby, if you're acquainted with that, they do get the tendency to have these spots on the leaves, but if they don't spread, everything is fine in my opinion. And here's a Paphiopedilum orchid. This is a USA Hybrid. This is how it's usually called. This is a commercial name. Yet again, I'm not sure about the parentage of this orchid. I kind of have the feeling it's an Insigniae type of hybrid, but I am not sure. It is easy to care for and you can actually find it in the shops pretty easy, at least in Europe. It is that type of Paphiopedilum which does good anywhere you put it. It doesn't really fuss about humidity or anything else. The bloom is kind of big, so yeah, it's a win. If you want easy to care for Paphiopedilums, I would go for something like this. Another orchid we had in bloom is the Dendrobium Berry Oda, and I've discovered that this orchid really does not need a proper winter rest. I just kept it in my balcony. Whatever drop in temperature it received due to the season changes was enough. I actually kept watering it, I didn't fertilize it, and behold, we do have flowers and there are a lot more spikes coming on the way. My problem with this guy is, although he's beautiful and he smells like honey, really pretty, the flowers really don't last that long for me. I don't know why. Of course, the blooming time can extend to over a month, but each individual flower lasts about 2 weeks or 3 weeks for me, so it's really not that much. Other than that, he's just a favorite of the spider mites, but I still like him and he's a good alternative for the Dendrobium kingianum if you're struggling with it. And the jewels of these months, the Tolumnia orchids. Of course, the Corona. I think the Corona is my favorite out of the 2 that I've seen. But yeah, I have another one, so who knows. I absolutely love the colors on this orchid and the pattern. It is absolutely delightful. I did make a care tutorial for these orchids, so if you missed it, you can check the info card on the screen right now. These orchids are really not hard to keep. They're not fussy humidity-wise and all the rest. All they want is warm temperatures and bright light. So the Corona is my favorite so far. But the dapple is really pretty as well. As you can see, it is rather different. Color-wise, let's say it's in the same range, it's pinkish, purplish, but Tolumias can come in various colors. I do like the dapple as well because it has this harlequin look to it. But yeah, I'm curious to see what other varieties I can find of Tolumias. In any case, the dapple is exactly like the corona care-wise. These hybrids, in my opinion, are easy to care for and you should definitely go for them. If you don't know Tolumias exist, now you do so. Search for them. Alrighty, these were the orchids in bloom this month. Thank you for joining. I hope you have a great year and I'll see you guys next time. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you'd like to see more videos from me and stay up to date. Feel free to leave me comments, suggestions, or questions you might have in the comment section below and I'll get back to you. If you click on the left side of your screen, you'll be directed to orchidnature.com where you'll find care sheets, identification sheets, and also you can talk to us in the forum section. And on the right side of your screen, you can click to watch another orchid video. Thank you for joining. I'll see you next time. Bye!